I find that I love the concept of letters. I read Letters of Note, an eclectic collection of correspondence deserving of a wider audience by Shaun Usher. I read it in 2017 and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I wrote this about it once I finished. Something that made this book super difficult for me to finish is that it's a coffee table book. You should know that before you purchase or borrow it. I didn't, and it made me wary when I found it, but I still needed to read it because of how great it is. Whenever possible, Usher includes copies or pictures of the original letter contents, which make for a wonderful nostalgic connection as you're reading through them. I wasn't able to easily stash it when I traveled or caught a nice little break time for reading, so it took much longer to finish than I would have liked. The letters themselves are really special. I found a good number of them that were wonderful counselors and reminders of perspective in this super weird time in the world. I've dog-eared this collection all over the place. I've been finding specific letters and anecdotes that I want to share with interesting and important people in my life. I believe there's even a second version if you find that you are thirsty for more, but this once through was enough for my appetite. It will, however, remain in my arm's length on a coffee table so that I can reach out for their wisdom from time to time when the moment is right. And that is completely true. Even if I back up and show on the camera here, that top book is Letters of Note. It's still there. And I go back to it quite a bit. It's really wonderful. And there's all kinds of famous people writing letters that you might not be aware of. And it's such a great hearkening there. I talk about in this review that it includes pictures of the original letter contents. It also includes little blurbs from Usher about how he perceives what was going on in their lives. So it's kind of similar to this exercise that I'm doing in these book reviews, where I'm distilling a little sort of vignette about the things that were happening in my life. He does that with the lives of the people that were surrounding these letters. So it's really, really fantastic. I have gone back to it over and over again. In specific, for one particular letter, when I started this project, I was very concerned about copyright laws. I was super excited to read things aloud to the world, and that's why I wanted to start doing this. I have all these reviews, and this is all original stuff that I wrote about books, so it feels like something I could do. Really, what I wanted to do was just read books to people. I haven't had problems with copyrights as of yet, and since this one is a letter that's not really written by Usher, I want to share my favorite letter from the book with you now. I think it will show you how wonderful this book is and that you might want to get it and buy it and leave it on your coffee table too. Let me grab it. This is a letter from John Steinbeck to his son, Tom Steinbeck, on November 10th, 1958. And what I love about it is that it is all about the concept of love and how it feels to be in love. It's a counseling to his son, and it's really beautiful. He says, "Dear Tom, we had your letter this morning. I will answer it from my point of view, and of course Elaine will from hers. First, if you are in love, that's a good thing. That's about the best thing that can happen to anyone. Don't let anyone make it small or light to you. Second, there are several kinds of love. One is a selfish, mean, grasping, egotistical thing, which uses love for self-importance. This is the ugly and crippling kind. The other is an outpouring of everything good in you, of kindness and consideration and respect. Not only the social respect of manners, but the greater respect, which is recognition of another person as unique and valuable. The first kind can make you sick and small and weak, but the second kind can release you in strength and courage and goodness and even wisdom you didn't know you had. You say this is not puppy love. If you feel so deeply, of course it isn't puppy love. But I don't think you are asking me what you feel. You know better than anyone. What you wanted me to help you with is what to do about it, and that I can tell you. Glory in it, for one thing, and be very glad and grateful for it. The object of love is the best and most beautiful. Try to live up to it. If you love someone, there is no possible harm in saying so. Only you must remember that some people are very shy, and sometimes the saying must take that shyness into consideration. Girls have a way of knowing or feeling what you feel, but they usually like to hear it also. It sometimes happens that what you feel is not returned for one reason or another. But that does not make your feeling less valuable and good. Lastly, I know your feeling because I have it, and I'm glad you have it. And then I skip ahead because he talks about some things with the family, but he says, and don't worry about losing. If it is right, it happens. The main thing is not to hurry. Nothing good gets away. Love, Fa, is what he says. That's John Steinbeck to Tom Steinbeck. All of the letters in this book are like that. They're not all deep. They're not all emotional. Some of them are fun and filled with novelty, and I love those too. So I recommend it. Again, it's Letters of Note by Shaun Usher. The subtitle here is An Eclectic Collection of Correspondence Deserving of a Wider Audience. It helped me understand that I love letters And later books that are fictional or epistolary approaches, I'm going to have reviews that I talk about that discovery as I go down the line. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. It's a coffee table book, and it's still on my coffee table. Till next.